Hey, welcome back. We are getting rid of more games. I'm always excited because I need the space. I've been playing a lot of new games, but of course, there's one biggest side effect of playing a lot of new games is you run out of places to put them. So we're here. We're here to get rid of 5 games. Let's start tossing. Let's get rid of these things. Hi, I'm Ryan, and welcome to the Board Game Journey, where you will be joining me to play 1,000 games. Now, we're currently at 32 games played, and after today, we'll be at 37. It's starting to feel like a real number. So let's get into the first game I am getting rid of. The first game up is a beautiful game. Honestly, I'm tempted to keep it just to have it behind me just because it's so pretty. And this game is Aqua. Now, I'm not saying this is a bad game by any means. All these games today, I mean, most are pretty good. Even I enjoy it, but there's just a couple things that I just don't want to hold on to it. It's just something that irritates me or just doesn't align with how I think. Or, honestly, one of these games I love, but I just have no one to play with. So, what are you going to do? So with Aqua, I mean, it's good. Obviously, it's a puzzly tile laying game, and the big thing is how you lay your tiles out, attract these large. Let me just show you the fish. So you put these tiles down into the right formation, and you attract these large sea animals. I mean, everything's pretty. I mean, honestly, I love everything about this. The organization of the box, everything, great. All that I love. So there's 2 reasons I didn't particularly like. The first one is definitely me. I just didn't enjoy the puzzle of how you lay the tiles down, right? You had to line this coral up to make different shapes, and then I just didn't find that part very satisfying. So that's on me. Hey, I take it. That's on me. The second reason is more who can I play this game with, right? So I have one buddy I could play any game with. So the game has to play well at 2. And this game, for whatever reason, I didn't find the drafting very satisfying at 2 players. I could definitely see it being fun at 3 or 4. With that said, I just find this game a little too complicated to teach my more casual friend group of people I play with, right? They like a more chill game, and the scoring of this game, it's not complicated by any means, but it's complicated enough that I have to be the one that has to score everything, and that just gets tiring. I don't want to score everyone's board every single game. So I want a game that everyone can score their stuff, feel comfortable. I don't know, it's just me. So for me, the scoring was just complicated enough that it just kind of just eliminated itself from my gaming group. Now the game I prefer is a very similar vibe as Aqua, and this, of course, is the classic Cascadia. Now Cascadia is a fan favorite by a lot of people. I'm not alone in this. And for the people I play with most, this is just a better fit. And personally, I just enjoy this. Is like a super relaxed game for me to play. Because like some games on today's list, I just feel like there's a tension, but then there's points where you just feel helpless. And I like games that you feel like if you're clever and you're smart, you can still find a way out. Or so this game illustrates that, like the drafting. Someone might take the bear or the salmon that you really wanted, but you can always pivot. I feel like you always have a pivot. And I like games that reward you for being creative in the moment, right? These tactical decisions. And I think Cascadia just does a really good job at that, where I never feel super stressed out. Of course, I want something because I want to make this perfect bear pair. But if I don't, hey, guess what? I can make this crazy fox strategy that might win me the game. And that's what I really enjoy about Cascadia. So I know I got really obsessed with inserts, so I actually have Cascadia landmarks and the original game in here. And check that out. How pretty is that? I mean, I got this nice 3D printed insert. Oh yeah, it's perfect. This is game a little too heavy. So this is pretty beefy with everything in there. I wish you could feel this, but it has some weight to it. Next up is another puzzly tile laying type game that I really do enjoy, except for one thing. There is one thing I do not like. 95% of the game I like, but that 5% is making me want to get rid of it. And that game is Calico. Now this game was recommended to me by a friend, but with a warning saying it could be mean. It could be, now I thought mean was like, does it really take that? No, it wasn't that mean. And there is a little bit of potential hate drafting, like where you can take someone's tile they really need. That wasn't it. Now what I did like is trying to solve the puzzle. Like this is the first game I played in my journey to play all these games where my brain was working overtime. If you have these 3 gold tiles, if you try to satisfy one part of a gold tile, it's not that bad. I mean, it can be a little puzzly, but it's not horrible. It's when you try to do all of them and try to do both criteria at the same time. That is where it starts to hurt. And it's the main reason I want to get rid of this game, because it just leaves me so unsatisfied. There's so many games where I'm just on the path to having the perfect game, and all I need is like some palm tree light blue tile. That's all I need. And literally not one ever shows up. There's a bag of a lot of tiles, and you're playing this with just 2 people, which is usually who I'm playing games with, just me and one other person. It's a good chance that tile just never shows up. And there's nothing you can do. You have this perfect thing going, and then the tile does. To me, that right there is the reason I'm going to get rid of it. It's a very fun game, but I feel like more times than not, that's going to happen. Because of that, it's gone. I'm getting rid of Calico. See you later. It's a cool game, but it's just not for me. So the game I much prefer to Calico because it still satisfies that very puzzly feeling to it, but it's a little bit more forgiving. And this game is Harmonies. Now, this is a very popular game. I'm not the only one who also enjoys this game. I do have one qualm against it. So we'll get to that in a second. So this game could be beat out. So with Harmonies, you still have this crazy puzzle you can solve. You can play a crazy game where you're trying to make the perfect, optimal, efficient puzzle, and you might need one tile. So where this one, stands apart from Calico is there's a little more forgiving. You can have a little bit more room to pivot. Also, when you're drafting the tiles for this game, there's just more options. With Calico, I found like my options to draft were so limited, and they didn't get refreshed enough where it just felt hopeless. Where this one, I feel like there's enough refreshing of the tiles, and there's just ways to pivot, kind of like Cascadia. I feel like just like Cascadia with Harmonies, you have other avenues. Okay, I'm going to abandon this, but I can utilize this one for this instead. Where Calico, you're just locked in. If you commit it to a color and it never shows up, well, that's it. Your game's over. So Harmonies definitely just shines better in the ways I prefer for that kind of puzzle game. I almost forgot to mention the one thing I don't particularly enjoy about Harmonies is I want to play a very efficient puzzle game. I want to maximize, I want to get the most animals that work together that have this very optimal puzzle. The problem is if you're playing with someone who is not trying to do that, and they're just trying to they're just slamming things on the board. Well, as soon as their board fills up, I have to stop playing, and I might be left, with a bunch of empty spaces. And I know that's potentially a strategy. You can rush to the end to but I don't know. I feel like this game, the reason I like it is because it gives you that Calico puzzle vibe, where you have this really hard to do. Okay, I gotta get this and that, and when it comes together, it does feel very satisfying. And it just stinks when it gets ruined by someone. Because usually it's not someone strategically doing it. It's because they're just I don't know where to put this stuff, and they're just slapping it in places. So I feel like this game is definitely better if you're playing with people who are similar to you and want to do the optimal puzzle, try to maximize your score. So that's my only qualm against this guy. So anyways, next up is a beloved game by many. I see it praised everywhere, but it just fell short for me. And this is Purge Shuffle. Is it facing the right way? It is. Okay. Let's break it down. So the main mechanic of this game I thought was pretty neat. I haven't seen before in other games, yet on this journey of mine. Is you're tucking cards, above and below and on the sides, and that is a neat little puzzle. I thought that was cool in reading the instructions. But in actually playing the game, there's a few things I just personally didn't like. One being, it is a pretty solitary game. You're kind of just really involved with your puzzle, not really caring as much what people are doing, which is fine. But with this one, it's just you're reading a lot, and it just feels like homework, and therefore a little bit dull to me. I just didn't get the excitement out of just reading a bunch of cards, right? It just didn't excite me. And then you combine that with the scoring of this game, which once you have this massive tableau of cards that have all these different ways they score, I definitely found scoring the game to be just as long as playing the game. So for those reasons, I'm gonna say bye-bye Purge Shuffle. Now I don't have a perfect replacement for Purge Shuffle, but given that it's essentially a nature theme, kind of set collecting type game, the game I found myself preferring over it was Canopy Evergreen. Now, I never played the original Canopy, so I'm curious if, out there, let me know, how was Canopy? Did you guys enjoy it? I do want to pick it up. It's probably a game I'll probably play soon, but I just haven't played yet. Now, with Canopy Evergreen, is another gorgeous game. I give it right up there with Aqua and towards this. It is beautiful. And it's also fun. I did play my game. I found myself really enjoying the drafting mechanic where you can pick up a pile, and then you put it down, but you can never go back to the pile. So you're going across these 3 piles, but if you choose not to take it, you have to go to the next one, but you never can go back. And you're always adding a card to the pile. So I found that part fun, because it was fun to watch people actually draft, because you're like, okay, they skipped that one, but was it good for me? Or it's just, I don't know. I found myself more engaged because of, the nature of how you draft. And also you are, essentially, is another nature theme, kind of set collecting. And this game particularly adds in this little bit of a 3D element where you're building trees, and then you can build combos. So yeah, it's just definitely more my style game. I like this game, in every way possible better than Forest Shovel. That sounds a little bit mean. Sorry, Forest Shovel. I'm sure you're a great game. It's just not for me. This one I just much prefer Canopy Evergreen. And this game is hard to get rid of because I do really enjoy this game. And mainly the reason I'm getting rid of it is because I have no one to play it with. And this game is Wild Tile West. This game's great. I really do like it. I have played it a few times, but each time I played it, I've played it with one other person. So just a 2-player game. And I can feel this game would shine at more players, maybe 3 or 4. I don't know. I haven't really played it. But the thing is, I just don't have that player count to play with me. So a lot of these games I might like, but I could just, if I can't play it with 2 players and I don't find it to be fun, I just need to get rid of it. So that's what this game falls into. It's just, in terms of a polynomial style game, it's just more complicated. I mean, the draft and the tile is pretty straightforward. You're rolling dice, you're taking turns drafting tiles from this pool with the dice land. All that's fine. And you're where to put them. The thing is, each tile has a different power. There's different ways to stack them up. There's this mining track. There's this tussle thing on the main scoreboard. There's all these other elements of the game that make explaining it to other people very challenging. I couldn't just take a newbie gamer and throw them into this game. I mean, if they're willing to learn, sure, but most of my group, they just get lost in the rules. I started explaining it, and we started trying to play it, and you can see their eyes just gloss over. So, and there's just other polynomial games that I can pull out that they'll have no problem playing it. So, for that reason, as much as I do love this game, and honestly, I want to keep it, and it's been sitting on my shelf forever. It's been collecting dust, and I'm just trying to get better about not holding on to things just because one day in this perfect scenario, I'm gonna have 4 buddies who are willing. If I have to come up with a crazy scenario, I just got to get rid of the game, as much as I love it. Now, luckily, a good friend of mine wants to have this game, and he's close by, so I feel like there's still a chance to play it. Like, maybe I could be like, oh man, bring that game over. So at least it's not going too far, so I'll have access to it, but it just won't be in my collection. So, all right, bye-bye. Well, Tile West, you will be missed. Now, an obvious replacement could be Barren Park, which is another game I do own and I do love, and I have great success playing it with new people. I do find it to be a great gateway game, but that's not the game I'm replacing with. Wild Tile West is a meteor, like polynomial game, so I needed something that fit that kind of genre, so I chose to keep, Planet Unknown instead. This is a big box. Now, I can actually put it like this way now because I did buy the new recently Kickstarted type game that came with the lid. The first copy I bought did not have a lid, so if I did this, it was disaster. So I'm happy to finally have a lid for this game. So I've had more success with this game in teaching newer gamers. I think mainly because you have the tile laying piece, which is easy to explain, and those tiles just activate this track, and the track and the board relate. I think that connection is just easier, A to B, B to A. It's easier to connect with people. There's a few other things that I just cross the bridge when we get there. But I think like that concept was a little bit easier. Maybe the rover movement was a little bit tricky with this game because the idea is you're moving up and you're getting movements and the meteors. That part admittedly is a little confusing, but they get it. They get there. It probably takes like 6 or 7 turns of just like doing. I don't do simultaneous play a lot of times. The first 6 turns will just take turn-based. And then that way they learn the game. And then as they get more comfortable, we can start doing more, simul type turns. But personally, I do enjoy the turn-based with this game just because I like knowing what people are doing and it's just for me. I've been more of a turn-based player. The last game up is a game I thought I was gonna love. I thought it'd be a big hit with my family, and this is Café Baras. I've been on a big kick lately collecting these like smaller box card games. I'm just realizing those small card games just go over well with my extended family. And I thought Café Baras was gonna be a big hit. But there's a couple of things we'll get into right now that just didn't work for me. So the first reason it just didn't work for me and my family was the dual use cards. Now, typically I don't mind cards having like double purposes, like it does this or that. This one, it can help you attract these forever customers or can give you money. It also helps you satisfy these like public objectives by having certain things. And so each card has multiple uses, right? Cool, but it just didn't work for my family. They just got confused. When trying to say, okay, do this, but that also does this, and this one, well, yeah, this subtracts this, but it also gives you money. And their brains were just like, yeah, this game's not for us. We played a game, it was just painful. So for me, I bought this game for my family. They didn't enjoy it, so why am I gonna hold on to it? It's just not for me. And I already have a buddy, the guy I play games with all the time that wants this game, so hey, here you go, it's all yours. And the other reason, it's just random. there's a point where I was about to win, and then it just needed to wait I feel like 5 or 6 turns, eternity, to just get one more card I needed, right, to win the game. And there wasn't really a way to pivot without just killing time. I just needed one more card. I was far enough away where I wasn't worried about someone catching up to me. And I don't like games like that, where it's just like, okay, I just need one card, and now I gotta wait eternity to get the card. So, yep, this game is gonna find a new home. So here you go, Chris. It's all yours. So the game I'm replacing Café Baras with, which admittedly is a harder game. This is Comic Hunters. Now I think the thematics of the game and the flow of the game helps this game, because the cards still have a dual use. They give you the money to then buy cards, to then you also are collecting. So the cards either are giving you stuff for your collection, or they're acting as currency. So that still has like kind of a similar feel as Café Baras in terms of the cards being dual use, and you also are collecting, right? So I would say the vibe of these games to me feels similar enough where I can say bye to that one, say hello to this one. And it's just a fun, like I enjoy all the little mini games that this game has, and it just feels satisfying. Like I played this game a few times now, and it is pretty fun to play. Now it is slightly, like I said, slightly harder than Café Baras, but I think a little bit easier to understand. So I have noticed games that even though it's technically easy, it's just something about the mechanics of it, or just some people just don't connect with it. Where for me, Comic Hunters just connected better. And because of that, it's the game I'm gonna keep. It's pretty cool, pretty fun. So that's it, 5 more games. See you later, alligator. Now I still have plenty more games I need to get rid of. I bought a lot of games. I probably have a good 30 or so that need to go away. So there'll be more of these videos in the future, but I think the next couple, I'll get back to the regular format where I just review kind of 3 games and give you like the insight into the the game mechanics and all that stuff. So, but I just need to make some quick space, hence these videos. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.